There's always like a delay too. Yep, there it is.
All
Hello,
right,
hello.
welcome to our brand new video presented by Colin.
I
Wow,
hijacked
what a
the
wonderful
show.
intro video.
We got a C2, C3 party going on here tonight.
That's true.
Yeah, and none of us are getting any recruits, so it's even better. We're going to start
I don't know
out.
about you.
I'm rolling Conference 3, so we'll see how that shakes
You're
out.
right.
Exactly.
It's all just LSU, even guys you haven't put points in on. Perfect.
Good Tigers.
What are the odds?
Cal
Based on
Swanson,
the
come on
events
down.
that did occur, we'll get the serious out of the way right away. We do have some punishments to roll out. Auburn and Texas are getting minus 15 height, Penn State minus 10 height, and then Ole Miss and Florida are each getting minus 5 height. We don't expect this to be a thing that continues. We don't even want to talk about it, but we're here. So just clear the air. It's all about culture. It's all about the fun of the league and poking fun at each other in a good way. No using the C words, no using the douche words. Just don't use those, and you can have fun the other ways. So otherwise you'll lose hype. But
Yeah,
we want you to have hype. And for everybody who wasn't involved in the punishment portion, you all get plus 10 hype. So congratulations.
for not
So-
that's a
Not
thank you
paying
for
attention.
not raising commissioner blood pressure over the weekend. So no, and that's just kind of speak to that. That will be like, I'm sure it'll get added to the bylaws. That's going to be the new official policy going forward as just a lever of like, we're serious when we say that the community and the culture of this league is going to be, positive. If we feel like it's being threatened, then, hype is one way we have to say, that this is something we're saying is not cool. So going forward, we'll use our discretion and we'll, always be transparent with it. But that's, don't be surprised if, hopefully this never happens again, so it doesn't matter. But
Right.
Yeah,
It's
I
not going
think
to happen again.
the last thing I will add is the purposes to keep the vision and goal of the league in alignment with fun and a good culture. And if we think something is happening that is stopping that from going the way that we want, we will act accordingly. This is the mechanism that we are putting in place, and if we need to go further, we hope we never do, but we will.
Yeah, best part, this is never going to happen again. We choose you guys for a reason because we want you in this league and we think it's going to be a blast with you guys. So I know it's not going to happen again. Don't let me down.
Yeah.
But good news, National Signing Day next week. But being that it's the holiday season, National Signing Day is going to take place on January 3rd. Depending on the number of commits we have, it may be 2 days, but I'm really pushing Matt to make it only one. So points are still going to be due this Friday, but it's going to give our coloring guy and the guy up this corner, camera's backwards,
Who's over there?
more time to be able
I went the wrong
to
way. Who's over there? Who's all the way past?
more time to be able to get everything set up for National Signing Day. So get us your priority list. This is probably going to be my last announcement about it. Get us your priority list. If you don't, it'll just go in order of the rankings. And then it's going to be pretty wild, but 2,000 points, you can do 100 max per player. So you could do 20 players, you could do 40 guys at 50, and you would technically be offering them all scholarships. So National Signing Day, exciting.
Yeah.
Fill out those classes. And we're getting pretty close with quite a few people.
And
just,
if you have questions,
Not me.
please reach out instead of just waiting till it's too late and then we can't go back and change things. So if you're not sure about something, ask one of us and we will help get you an answer.
and just as a reminder, with the increased amount of points going in, you cannot take a scholarship back from somebody that's not a solo commit. So don't assume that you're going to have a whole bunch of solo commits that you can just decide on after the fact or day of or day before. Like if you're putting points in on a player, that might be a role and your points are locked. So that makes those priority lists just a lot more important to make sure that, you're really getting the guys that you want the most compared to, somebody you just threw points on because you need to fill it out. And to address your question, Michael, how National Signing Day works, it is not just going to be another week of rolling and seeing who commits. We are actually going to, everybody who has points is going to commit until all rosters are filled. So
basically think of it like National Signing Day in real life, except you don't have the divas who hold out and wait to sign later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every at the end of National Signing Day, every freshman class will be filled.
As long as they put in points. And
I was about to say, as long as they
Yes.
put in points. I think we did have one class last year leave National Signing Day with 14 because of like not having points in or something. But I forget. I feel like, but the
Right.
point is, if as long as
everybody should finish full.
yeah, if you're doing your recruiting, then yes, you will have a full class after National Signing Day, even if you have no recruits. So
Right? You could get 15 that day. One other thing to touch on, NIL for new contracts. This is something that's getting closer to being relevant. And it could have been in season, but for us, NIL for new contracts goes to players who are starting quarterbacks or challenging for the starting position, up to the discretion of the commissioners. Top 2 running back on the depth chart, top 3 wide receiver, or top tight end. So guys like Deshaun Jackson, who signed practice squad deals and then sign on to the active roster, you're not going to get NIL for them because they're not going to be on the roster long enough to be able to share their money with your program. The
And
guys
they're not
who
going to be
sign
taking
and
away
get playing
NIL
time,
because they're barely worth being on a roster, but
Right.
they don't count
So-
for you.
we're avoiding the loophole that someone could use of signing a bunch of Latavius Murray's, Deshaun Jacksons, and being like, look at all this NIL I got from guys who can't do it. So we will clarify that in the bylaws for you too. But I think, are we ready to roll? Any questions?
so.
Great. It's my favorite.
let's see.
Starting with C1.
All right, you ready? Yeah, starting off with Conference 1. Let's see. Are you pulling? Are you shared? There we go.
There we go.
Da,
And
da,
there
da.
are way too
Out
many
the gate.
tabs
I'm
up
on it.
there.
I'm on
Way
it.
too
My
many
job.
tabs. All right. Kicking it off, we have a steal attempt. Justice Haynes, currently committed to UCSD. Kennesaw State's coming in for the steal. And we're broken.
Yes.
Oh no.
But in good news,
Just kidding. We're having
steal wouldn't have worked
no
anyways
chance.
because Justice Haynes is locked.
Womp womp womp.
Delete. All right.
I'm so surprised.
Whoever's doing C1.
Oh
your
yeah,
turn to
that's
take
me.
over.
Okay, there we go. So now starting the actual chance of things happening. We've got Shamar Easter, tight end out of Arkansas, choosing between Penn State and Tulane with almost exactly 50-50 odds. So should be pretty good. And Tulane takes it home. Technically
With
an
with
upset.
the upset.
Massive
Point.
upset.
Massive. The odds are just inconceivable. After that, another almost 50-50 split. We've got Dylan Edwards, running back out of the state of Kansas.
Going to the
has
Buffs.
I was about to say he's officially flipped to the Buffs now. So choosing between Ohio State and Stanford. Oh, there you go.
Ohio
Fortunately,
State.
Matt couldn't be here, but still manages to bring one in.
Yes. Thoughts and
Next.
prayers with his family.
Yes. Yeah. Next up, Mark Fletcher, running back out of the state of Florida. Tulane and Penn State battling again. Let's see if Penn State gets revenge. And they don't.
They don't.
Roll wave. Let's see.
I'm going to get this wrong, but roll South Carolina.
Probably.
Did
I
I
think
do
they're
that
South
right,
Go
Carolina
Carl?
now.
Cox. It is
Is it?
Go
It's-
Cox,
yeah,
and that
it's a
is
different C
legal
word.
to say in the chat. You can say Go Cox in the chat.
With no punishment. Next up is going to be Joshua Manning, wide receiver out of Mo, choosing between UCSD, Kennesaw State, and Penn State. Penn State active tonight. Several recruits.
Ofer, but
Oh
A lot
no,
of
I've
recruits.
lost my camera, but UCSD
Alfred's
did
gonna be
not
salty.
lose Joshua Manning.
Alfred's
Chalk
always
holds
so.
on.
That's
that
true.
doesn't
I mean,
sound
he
like
doesn't watch
Alfred.
this live, so he's just gonna find
He's
out
gonna
when the graphics drop.
Yeah, he's going to be salty in a few days or so.
Yeah,
Kennesaw, no longer a state.
revoked.
While I'm working on my background that needs to be re-background.
We have a solo commit.
Let's see. Oh, we do. Yes. Read that one.
Ronan Hannafin, a athlete out of MA, which I believe is Massachusetts, committing to Texas.
Sweet. Caden Fegan,
back.
athlete out of Illinois, choosing between Stanford, Ohio State, and Pittsburgh.
Do-do-do-do.
And Stanford
Favorite.
it is. let's see. After that, we had an active. Surprisingly, when we have a whole bunch of free visits, we have lots of commits tonight. So that's exciting. London Montgomery, running back out of Pennsylvania, is solo committing to Penn State. So Penn State finally brings one in tonight. After that, LJ Martin, running back out of the state of Texas, choosing between Ohio State and Texas A&M.
Going with A&M.
Ooh, the Aggies get it.
Noted for their great recruiting classes and their 3-8 records.
Love it. Love to see it. After that, we've got a quarterback out of Texas, Jake Strong name there, choosing between Tulane and Kennesaw State. And Tulane on a heater tonight with their third commit.
Another one.
And they back it up with back-to-back quarterbacks, actually. Grayson Loftus, quarterback out of South Carolina, is a solo commit to Tulane. So that is 4 commits for the, now South Carolina, the team formerly known as Tulane, the Greencocks. There's also Elijah Davis, running back out of the state of Louisiana, committed to Penn State in a solo commit. And that brings us to Jordan Louis, running back out of the state of Georgia, choosing between Kennesaw State and Texas.
Kennesaw.
There's a delay. Excellent. Kennesaw State. Thank you. 51st State, bringing another one in.
A new player.
Hold up. There's actually a solo commit first. Arnold Barnes, running back out of good old Louisiana, is solo committing to South Florida. So good job, South Florida.
South Florida has 15 commits.
Bum, bum, bum. Congratulations. You get to play this game no more. And then after that, we do have mystery new player 2, who is choosing between Stanford and Texas. And before we roll this, do we want to just do a quick recap on why they are only seeing new player 2 and what's going on there?
Yes, they are a specially requested recruit by, obviously in this scenario, Stanford and Texas, and their name remains hidden. So that if you want to find him and you want to request him, you got to do the scouting yourself. You can't scout somebody else's playbook.
That is correct.
But he will be revealed. His identity will be revealed. He will be unmasked, as they do in Mythic Quest, on National Signing Day. If you haven't watched it,
is it going to be
pretty solid show?
Yeah.
I'm more of a masked singer kind of guy, but it's the same idea.
Yeah, that's where I thought we were going, but that's okay.
I'm with you on the Mythic Quest.
I had to nerd out a little.
Fair enough.
All right, so new player 2 mysteriously deciding to go with Stanford. So the mystery will be in the
Is no more for Stanford.
For Stanford. And there's actually one more mystery player. New player 4 is solo committing to Kennesaw State. So congrats, Kennesaw State. You brought in your guy.
I'm not great at math, but I believe that is twice the new player of new player 2.
Could be.
Checks out.
Yep.
Nate's the math guy.
That's
true. C2 has quite a few solo commits. Before we get to Olson Pat Henry, we have Cooper Flanagan, a tight end out of California, traveling up the coast to Washington. We have Kai Preen, a athlete out of Louisiana, going to USC. And we have, I think I have a different order here, but we'll go with Olson Pat Henry, since you have him up, Carl. A tight end out of Florida, deciding between UTSA and North Carolina. But go ahead.
For clarity's sake, these priority lists, I rearranged the order that recruits go in based on who's closest to hitting 15. So UTSA has Olson Pat Henry higher up than somebody else who may be committing today, and they have one spot available. So if Olson chooses Utsa, he's out on the next guy.
And he doesn't.
What an upset. And based on the thresholds, you notice that UNC is under 20%, but there was a third team in who did not qualify. So that is why UNC was still in the roll. Congratulations, Garrett.
Thank you for that explanation. And that'll be kind of a version of what National Signing Day is like with the reordering when you put in your priority list and why it's important. Next up,
it makes my job easier.
Yeah. Also, you don't have to. Next up, we have Caden Fagan, a athlete out of Illinois, or maybe it's pronounced Fiagin. I don't know. But deciding between the Hoot Hoot Nation and the Utsa Nation.
Hoot. I believe.
And
that's what I'm talking about.
Yes. The important thing here is that
he
didn't decide to go to the worst college in Texas, Baylor.
Thank you. Oh, well, I was going to say meet me, but I'll take it. I wanted that one. I'm glad.
Fair enough. Next up, we have Caleb Hicks deciding between Florida and the aforementioned Hoot Hoot Nation.
Let's bring back to back.
There it is.
It's Hoot and Hoot. Hoot and Hoot.
Just a lot of hoots going on right now.
Hootery to the moon.
Careful.
Yes, hootery indeed. Next up, we have Jambries Dubar. I'm going to assume I said that correct. A running back out of Texas deciding between Cal and Georgia.
Jambris.
Cal it is.
Going to the Bears.
And before we finish off C2, we did have a whole host of solo commits that I didn't mention. First up, Kyle Parker, wide receiver out of Texas, going to Hoot Hoot Nation, another recruit. Seth Davis, a running back out of Texas, going to UCLA, who may or may not be revoking his scholarship already.
So speaking of, while we're there, you cannot revoke a scholarship before it's been offered on the show. So, Jared,
there are no preemptive revocations.
You do need to submit to us you revoking Seth Davis still. You can't revoke before it happens. You have to wait till after.
You can't pre-voke.
Also, I think he deleted his message because I lost it.
Oh, maybe he did. So
maybe he didn't want to
confirm or deny. Yeah. Next up, we have Davian Dozier, a wide receiver out of Alabama, committing to Florida. We have Charlie Gilliam, a quarterback out of Georgia, staying home at Georgia. And we have new player 2 committing to Rice. Big day for Rice. And new player 4, which again is twice the player of a different new player 2.
He definitely
committing
is.
to Michigan State.
Solo commit you.
Solo commit you indeed. Moving along, we have C4 who has the most steal attempts. But before we get into those, our first recruit is Nicholas Harbor, a ATH out of MD, deciding if he's going to stay home and play defense at Maryland or go and play defense for Kansas. Kansas with the upset.
Rock chalk.
Then we have Jaquez Petaway, a steal attempt from Auburn that was denied. I don't think it's going to let you.
Up.
Yeah, he's locked up.
So it's like 1 billion to 1 odds is what I tried to enter, but
just to make it, just to see.
It doesn't like it. I just want to see that 1 in 1 billion.
Yeah, it's too many ping pong balls for it. Next up, we have Dylan Lonergan, a quarterback out of Georgia, deciding between Alabama and Auburn. Is that a roll tide?
Yes, he is committing.
Roll Tide, not War Eagle. Next up, Cole Cabana, a running back out of Michigan, deciding between Clemson and UC Irvine and big tight end guy.
Don't cry, Colin. It's still C4.
I know. I'm just prepping myself for the heartbreak that's going to happen in C3.
Clemson holds on as the favorite. Then we have a steal attempt. Andrew R, a tight end.
Colin, say his name.
Yeah,
Rapple,
how do you
I have
Rapple?
no
Yeah,
idea. That's
All
how I
right,
say it.
Rapple, yeah.
I have no idea. It sounds right to me.
Clemson coming in with a steal attempt, trying to become the new big tight end guy. Oh,
Ooh.
there it is.
Success.
Thievery.
Ooh,
Before we
our
get to
favorite player.
Marion Cook, we have Trey Wisner, a running back out of Texas, solo committing to Clemson. And now we have Kamarion Cook, my 14th cousin, deciding between Ole Miss, Florida State, and that other school in Texas.
Yeah, we'll just get them off the board right here.
Well, balls. Congratulations,
One.
Baylor.
One, Jared. National Signing Day.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day, and that apparently happened, and my cousin wants to go to Baylor. Next up, we have William Fowles, a wide receiver out of Florida, deciding between Baylor and Florida State. Well, this is
There's
just
the second time
unfortunate
it's
for
right
me.
today.
Yeah, well, the clock must be getting fixed soon. Congratulations, Baylor. Moving on, we have a few solo commits. Auburn is signing Zane Flores, quarterback out of Nebraska. Baylor is bringing in another recruit, Darius Taylor, a running back out of Michigan. And Caden Lee is going to Georgia. From Georgia is going to Notre Dame. I know how to read, I promise, despite my Texas Tech education. Now that brings us to Benjamin Hall, a running back out of Georgia, deciding between Maryland, Florida State, and Notre Dame. FSU.
It's time to
And it was
blank
only
stuff
for a
up.
second.
Go
I'm
Noles.
back.
And our final C4 roll of the night is a steal attempt by Maryland on
You've
Ole
still
Miss.
entering those into the computer, right, Nate?
No, that's what I was messaging, is that there are a couple that I missed, but I'll go back and watch and get them on the
We'll
computer.
get him. Aiden Childs has a steal attempt trying to get flipped to Maryland.
Do 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 do.
Not so fast.
Not today.
Not
Did you miss, Nate?
Say again?
Which players did you miss? I bet you I can not remember them.
Cole Cabana.
That's a
Clemson.
great question. Clemson.
Let's see.
And Harbor went to not Maryland.
I had
Kansas.
Kansas for Harbor. Cameron Cook.
Camarion?
Baylor.
Yeah, that one. Where did he go?
Baylor.
Sick'em Bears. Sorry, Tristan.
Yeah.
Let's see. William Fowles.
Baylor as well.
Sick'em Bears. Benjamin Hall.
Florida State.
Florida State. Got it. Okay. I think I had everything else. Where they at?
Solos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aiden
I-
Childs stayed with Ole Miss.
Yes. I had the locks and the steals and the solos. So
All right, Colin.
Sweet.
You getting nervous?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not nervous because I know that this is gonna go poorly for me, like it has all year.
Well,
So it's fine.
this is you. You're doing C3.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. While I have the
Colin
floor,
is a
let me air some grievances here.
Anyway,
We definitely gave Colin access to everything just for right
Yeah.
now, so he can read. The
just
stuff.
for the
So,
week.
Yeah, I saw all of the points everybody has committing for the players left. So I think the next week is going to go really well for me. But
And
this
if he
week,
does, he'll have a lot of explaining to do.
I plead the fifth. I have two very good attorneys who I don't
I
know.
heard
if
one
they'll-
doesn't like you.
Yeah, but he likes money, so
True.
that'll work.
most
And he
lawyers
thinks
do.
this is a winning cause.
That's
No,
a good
that's the
question.
best part about attorneys is they make money regardless,
Yeah,
usually.
that's
so.
true. No, I've seen commercials. They only make money if you win.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they pinky promised.
Fair.
with their
All
finger
right.
crossed behind
Also,
their back.
to address Jared, the only week left of recruiting is going to be National Signing Day next week, or
This week.
points will do this week, National Signing Day this week, and then that's it.
Yes.
All right, you
Take
get
it
to
away.
start
Am I
off
good?
with a steal attempt, Colin.
Oh, steal attempt.
Ooh.
I don't know who this is. You just got to put them up on the screen.
No, it's on the screen.
The
Can you
screen.
read
Oh,
it?
Jaden
Can you
Rashada?
see?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha. Steal attempt. Jaden Rashada. I
Was
think
not locked.
I think Mississippi State has him, and Michigan is trying
Correct.
to steal him.
You
Nailed
are
it.
correct.
Got it in one.
How
Boom.
All
stressful!
right. Mississippi State.
How
Come on.
stressful!
Come on, Mississippi State. I hate that.
What?
Is there
What?
another tab that like has the
Oh.
same thing? Because I think
The
this one
redo
is
tab?
wrong. Yeah. Is
Yep,
there a
it's,
refresh?
right
Is
here.
there a
Okay.
refresh
Really?
button?
Oh, again?
There it is. Here we go.
Oh, no,
And
let's try
again?
I hate it. I don't like any of that.
There we
Oh.
go.
No, look at that.
All right. Sorry, Michigan.
Time's a charm.
Next one,
Out
Jeremiah
the gate,
Cobb,
doing great, Colin.
running back, going to Auburn. I don't know what state he's from. I'm going to say he's from the state of Alabama too.
Nice.
But this is a guy I've been putting points on all year, so I'm just glad he finally is going to commit to Wisconsin. Between me and Wisconsin, here we go. Wisconsin's the favorite. And
Let's see your Go Tigers. Where's it at?
Go Tigers.
Excellent.
Thank
Do
you.
you want me to click
That
one?
Was
or
it
two?
enough?
That'll do it.
Pick one.
Oh,
I knew it.
You were,
It wasn't enough.
if you know, since I know it'll help you feel better, you were right. He is from Alabama.
Is
Yeah,
it?
you nailed
All
that
Well,
one.
Oh, you
consolation
got it.
prize.
Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. If only I could have 3 rolls on all of my recruits.
Yeah, right.
We'll have to make that.
I think this
we'll have to
is-
make that a hype purchasable item next year.
I think
The
this is
reroll?
a steal attempt
Yeah.
too.
It is.
If I'm not mistaken.
did not.
Okay.
It is a steal
Ooh.
attempt that does not work.
Ooh,
Does
that's
not
a lot of
work.
that's a lot of zeros.
So the fighting
It is a
W's
special
can go
sound.
fight somewhere else.
Whew.
Hey,
Wow, you
I
lucked
won
out
him.
there, Tristan.
love to see it.
Also, can I find Brandon for his language?
Yes.
Actually, we're gonna get Jared instead.
Yeah.
All right.
Called us all
Oh,
naughty
wow.
words.
Okay. All right. Well, I
Cool.
think Brandon should too, but we could talk about that off air since I'm honorary commissioner here for tonight.
Fair.
Next up is Rodney Gallagher. I know he's going to West Virginia. I think he's a wide receiver. I'm not
Yep.
really sure. I'll be honest. Is he? There we go.
Yep.
There we go. Between Virginia Tech, UCF, and I'm having a hard time reading the bottom one there. Is that
Vanderbilt.
Wisconsin?
Vanderbilt.
Not the easiest to
Vanderbilt.
see.
Vanderbilt. Here we go.
Wait a second.
Oh,
Have we had any solo commits yet?
No, I don't know
yes,
the solo
one.
commits.
We
Yeah.
did have one.
Where'd they go?
Well-
Jaden Platt went to UCF.
yeah.
Oh
Okay.
no, he just flipped to
Did we-
Texas A&M from Stanford. I just saw that news today.
I did see that today as well. And the picture that I used to make the graphic is the one that was posted.
Wait, for real?
I need
Nice.
to take 10 seconds to check something.
Not the one I made for our program did they use, but the
The one
picture,
you-
actual
yeah, you
picture
used
of him that I found.
Did
It
we-
also
was that one from today.
Carl,
Yeah,
when,
I,
you
I
say
felt like famous by association.
when you say did we announce? Did we say Jaden Platt or? Cause I see that he's on the list, but I don't.
He's
I
high.
didn't think we
Yeah,
had said
we
it yet.
didn't say it, but we
Okay.
he should have been before the steal attempt on.
Well, Carl had him,
Nice
had him in
stereotype.
order for I think
Oh,
Yeah.
priority list.
You can let me back in.
Okay.
Perfect. So, Chris Parson is not solo committing. That's all I have to say. Because
Chris
Vanderbilt
Parson,
just
not
had Rodney
Parsons.
Gallagher,
sounds
Right.
good.
singular.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah. Vanderbilt got Rodney Gallagher for anybody who didn't
Vanderbilt got Rodney Gallagher.
see it. Vanderbilt
correct.
got
Yep.
Rodney Gallagher.
And that is their
Vanderbilt got
15th
Rodney
recruit.
Gallagher.
Wow, that must be nice. Vanderbilt,
Vanderbilt
got
got
Rodney Gallagher.
Rodney Gallagher.
Vanderbilt, I feel like got Rodney Gallagher.
But who's going to get
Yeah.
Christian Hamilton? This is a wide receiver committing to UNC in real life from the state of North Carolina. I know this one.
He's actually a very distant relative of Alexander Hamilton.
Oh,
And Lin Manuel
Alexander
Miranda.
Hamilton.
mhm.
This is between
Those are actually
Georgia
different
Tech
people.
National
And
Signing Day will
Smoo.
be a musical.
Smoo it is.
Smooth. You know, if
Congratulations, Smoo.
Vanderbilt was in on Christian Hamilton, he would have attempted a steal on Smooth and gotten him,
Ooh.
because that happened multiple times this season.
Oh,
That
this
it
is my
has.
other guy I'm in on. Carmelo Anthony Taylor. I know him too. He is committing
Small
to
forward
Penn
from
State, wide receiver out
Syracuse.
of Virginia.
think
Yes.
he's a small forward.
He's
pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
he might be. I know he's big. He might be able to play wide receiver too. Maybe tight end.
Fair
We'll
enough.
see. Between Virginia Tech and myself, shocker that the two Penn State fans are in on the Penn State player. Which homer is going to win here?
No, go Tigers this time.
Let me try a Southern accent. The Chip Kelly here. Go Tigers. That was terrible. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I
It
lost.
didn't work. Yeah. I'm just surprised Carmelo Anthony Taylor still has eligibility after playing all those years in the NBA. But
How does
Well, but
it
he- I
feel
think
that
he
you
only
would have
played, like,
taken
one
5
year.
turns to? Yeah,
I
he only
think-
played 1 in college.
Yeah.
True.
He's got 3 years of eligibility left.
he did.
I-
And
that makes
came
me
to the
feel great.
Nuggets.
Carl, thanks for asking.
I think the issue is that like Odron had the Go Tigers, and that was just that was a voice thing. Whatever. I think for Kelly,
Mhm.
you have to do the awkward dancing every time. I think that's the new Go
That's
Tigers.
gotta be
If you
it.
don't do the awkward dancing, that's the new Go Tigers. I think, unfortunately.
So I don't want to hype anything up too much here, but there might be an exit interview coming from a coach that might have something like that at the beginning. So
there we go.
we'll just say that.
The Rice exit video is still in the editing studio after he forgot
Reading
to
the
read
bylaws?
Yeah.
Next up, we have Tybo Rogers.
We have actually
just kidding.
a player that Carl needs to add,
We do.
right? Chris Parson, isn't that the one you just said?
No.
He said it's
He's
not.
no longer solo
Oh,
committing to
okay.
Vandy because Vandy's
He's
full.
he's
so
not
they just-
committed. Got it.
Yep.
I just wanted to make
We
sure
also-
we didn't skip
Go get
him
him.
on the list.
We also did pass up another solo commit. Was that's on purpose? Correct.
It
No,
wasn't,
the other
but-
Parker Jenkins is solo.
Not that
committing.
one. Not that
Oh.
one.
The other one is
Well.
also not intended to be skipped. So
Okay. DeQuavius Sori, wide receiver out of Florida, soloing to UCF.
and Parker Jenkins, a running back out of Texas, solo committing to Georgia Tech.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go. Back to
Now
you,
we should be
Colin.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Back to you, Colin.
All right.
In the
Tybo
studio.
Rogers, somebody's parents really loved elementary school gym class. You guys do Tybo?
Yeah.
He's a running back out of California committing to Washington
Nice.
in real life, debating here between Georgia Tech and Texas Tech.
There we go.
Oh, whoa.
You could have done this the whole time.
Wait, yeah, what? Why was that not done the whole time? I'm sitting here like just leaning
Yeah.
forward. Everybody's getting a look at my forehead.
Oh,
Well, that's just
sorry,
offensive.
Tristan.
That's just.
Buzz. Buzz.
Rumor is Georgia Tech doesn't want Tybo on his team, so
Oh,
that's just
Also,
that's
You hate to
awkward.
see it.
This is just
That's
full proof that you used up every ounce of your upset magic last season, Tristan, because you were
I did.
on fire, and then this season's just been
Shockingly, all those upsets led me to double my win total from 2 years ago.
It's very impressive.
This year, from 1 to 2.
You don't have to say that part.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I doubled my win total. We'll just stick with that.
yeah,
yeah.
it's a percentage game.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, Cal Swanson. He is a quarterback out of Oklahoma committing to Illinois in real life. Debating here between Wisconsin and UCSB.
Mm.
No,
you
one-
have a solo that we missed.
yeah,
I don't have the solo commits aren't on me. I can't.
I know.
I can't see.
I'm,
I
know.
can't see
I'm,
this.
I'm getting the guys below.
I'm
you.
just rolling through.
Let's see.
Is it UCSB? Is it Wisconsin?
Oh, well,
It's Wisconsin.
And Wisconsin.
There it is.
It's the Dubs. The solo commit was Davion Dozier, wide receiver out of Alabama.
Alabama.
going to Oregon.
I don't believe he is related to DJ Dozier.
Oh,
I
what
don't.
about
Or
PJ,
Dakota
the basketball player?
PJ
the
Dozier.
one
Oh,
Dakota
PJ
Johnson.
Dozier.
great
Okay.
offensive lineman
DJ
for
Dozier
the-
was a running back at Penn State.
Well, that's
Like,
another name with the same last name. So fair.
I think everybody who has the same last name and plays football is related.
Accurate.
or any sport.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Kamarion Cook and Tristan Cook.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. We are
Tristan's
The
an
tightest
athlete
of-
with his hand.
14th cousins.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sal. Appreciate that. I appreciate the love there.
There you go.
Another
All right.
Penn State
Well,
fan.
thank you, Colin, for popping on and winning 0 recruits.
Yeah, no,
well,
I'd
yeah,
love to
just
do it.
goes
I'd
to
love to
show
do it
that,
again on National Signing Day and sit here silently for 2 hours and just tape myself instead of 35 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for regressing back to the mean of people now thinking that being a guest on the show is cheating. So
Mhm.
some
Yeah.
good
No,
credibility
anytime-
for us needed to be.
Yeah, anytime you need that,
Mhm.
just bring me on. I'm more than happy.
That is
to,
why we
and-
invited you
Yeah,
on.
I figured.
We were like, we know he's not going to win anybody. Let's have him
Yeah.
on. We can dispel the rumors that if
Yeah.
you're on the
We have
show,
a
you win
priority
everybody.
list of when we need a certain thing, and when we need to dispel rumors, you're at the top of our priority.
I wish you would have just put me on the week that I had 7 guys up, so that way I got none of them. Oh wait, that happened.
Oh, look,
We didn't even have to
figured it
bring
out.
you on.
You need to work on it's the dance. Just practice a lot of that, like whole training montage of you just like getting ready for National
Well,
Signing Day.
I don't know.
I
He's
ar-
kind of like if Chip Kelly and Ed had a kid. You see it?
Chip Kelly and who?
And Coach O.
Not Chip Kelly. Sorry, Brian Kelly.
Oh, Brian
I was
Kelly.
Brian
Kelly.
Coach O. Okay.
Chip Kelly
Yeah,
has
Coach
entered
O.
the chat somehow.
I have
Let me try
the
to figure out what I missed.
because he stole Dante Moore.
Yes, which is impressive. Thought
Yeah.
he was going to be
Any
a duck.
questions before we?
Yep. Anyone?
I'm
Call
more
it
than
around.
happy to
Anyone?
answer anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Colin
all
will answer all your
questions.
questions.
This is an AMA. Fire away.
Colin
Except
did
for
not
except for
know-
Brandon.
Those questions are just ignored.
Yeah.
Like the haters.
Yes.
Colin did not know that by clicking the button to gain access to all of the background information that he eliminated his chances of signing anybody. It was
And
a
gave us
test,
a social
and
security
he
number.
failed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I routinely fail those like phishing schemes that they send out at work.
Yeah.
Like I want a free gift card. I wanted to collect it. Sal, am I stealing any more of your players? I'm gonna plead the 5th. There's another week left.
Don't be a
Yes,
lemon.
there is.
Just tell him.
Just watch the
We should clarify.
the exit interview.
There won't
when
be
I
any
come out.
steals after National Signing Day.
Oh yeah. Once they have signed the line, they are done. They are
Yeah,
in.
that way you don't have to see us every week. That's a benefit
Correct.
to you. So that's really the goal. But yeah, this would be your last week to submit any steal attempts
That's true.
or
Forgot about
to
that.
lock your players. And then just hang on to your hype and wait for it to accrue in the off season somehow, some way.
Are we gonna have
Somewhere.
random events in the off season?
We're coming up with what those random events
Yeah.
will be
I love it.
because they have to be a little bit different than cookie races.
Yeah.
That will
Yeah.
definitely stick around.
Yeah. We'll try to at least have a handful of things that we do.
You
we
can
don't-
still do any hype spending. Actually,
Yes.
just a minute. Let me think again. Colin, could you answer Jared's question?
Can we still do unofficials next week? This week? Next week or this week, Jared? I'm not sure which. No,
Well, he means for the National Signing Day.
yeah, no, I know.
week. Okay.
I don't think you can, right? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna executive decision and say no.
Go rewrite the bylaws. It's done now.
Just based on that reaction, I'm assume I'm wrong here.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
technically you
think.
can still do unofficials.
I think. Yeah. There's nothing.
It doesn't say you cannot do them.
It does
so,
not say you cannot.
Let's
do
not
that.
open those can of worms.
Yeah. Got to have
I
a
lo-
rule
I
for
love-
everything.
I love Colin's answer, but yes, you can still spend hype. So
Oh
whether
yeah,
that's
yeah. I knew you could
unofficial,
spend
whether
hype.
it's an
I didn't
awkward
know it was
dance,
visits.
yeah, unofficial visits are hype. We
Has
aren't giving away
anybody-
free visits this week
Has anybody
or
spent
unofficial.
on a
No, we
awkward
need
dance
to we
video?
need to rework the dance video. I have ideas.
I'm disappointed. I specifically put in there a 0.1% chance of an auto commit, and you all just decided that the odds game was something.
I think
you
it
weren't
needed
gonna
to be
play.
at least 1% chance. And
Sal,
I think that we should give a
your
discount
question
to any
is-
team who actually has a coach who does awkward dance videos.
Sal, your question is
Maybe that's it. Is
yes.
if you do the video, it costs no hype.
Do we have to do the video in real life too?
Yeah,
That's what we're
your
saying as of right
updated-
now. No, but
Honestly, I think you should get a discount if you actually do an awkward dance video and send it. Um,
it has
It's
to be
just a
with an
video of me
actual
dancing
college
'cause
football
they're
player.
all
The company I work for has like a they call it content department, where they have like a whole photo studio set up because they take like pictures of our products. And I've been trying to get down there to use that at the end of the day, and it has not
Yes.
worked so far.
Try the beginning of the day, lunch, just different times. Just,
That's
you know,
that's
4
a good
o'clock in the
point.
morning.
That's a good point. Well, in the morning, I'm not nearly awake enough. I mean, that's just
Fair.
not going to go well. Lunch, I could do lunch.
you could do lunch.
Yeah.
We just got to see if they leave it unlocked.
updated NIL and hype will be posted by the time you can put points in your sheet.
NFL side, we are in the semifinals
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can. We should update.
We have an
moving
NFL
forward.
side?
on each conference left. I am one of them because I had a bye week. That's about as far as I know. I know I'm playing
Okay,
that team
perfect.
that Colin loves.
You should look it up. Nelly
Big
is
Texas
going
Tech
to be
fan this
taking
week.
on
Let's
in
go.
conference 4. We're starting there. Ole Miss is going to be taking on Auburn, and Notre Dame is going to be taking on UC Irvine.
Conference 3, if I can learn how to read quickly. Sal is taking on Vanderbilt.
Just Sal.
And just Sal, just him by himself.
Mhm.
But
And
I don't
Texas
need a team
Tech
for this.
is taking on Michigan.
In conference
Um,
2, we have the reigning NCAA champion Jared Wackerly taking
You hate to
on
see it.
Miami and Dwight Peebles. He is the Peebles champ.
Same
I don't know
page.
any Peebles though. We also have Georgia taking on USC. And then we have to switch to a whole different area to find Conference 1.
We have
Oh,
Nebraska
gosh.
taking on Stanford. That is the least fun game around because Stanford doesn't like fun and nothing is fun in Nebraska.
Actually, he's already seceded, and in the bylaws, it's very fine print. If you post that you lost, you lost. So congrats, Nebraska. You're moving forward.
There you
Good
go.
to know. That's why I
And
lost in the
then-
playoffs on the NCAA side.
Yep.
Yeah. What is the other one?
Good.
Tristan?
The Tulane Greencocks are taking on Ohio
Are we sure it's
State.
not like the cock waves?
It could be the game waves.
Get the game waves. We'll stay away from any cock waving.
Yeah. That's probably better. They are taking on Ohio State and our other commissioner, Matt. And
Yes.
those are the
Congratulations to all the
semifinals.
playoff teams
Me?
who are still alive.
So Matt's
I'm
in the playoffs.
in the NFL side.
Shocker.
You did not.
I don't know.
You played me
how
this
I would've
week
missed the
in the
playoffs.
No,
Toilet
our
Bowl.
other commissioner that isn't here.
Yeah,
That's the one.
I'm about to say my.
All right.
You're telling me my stellar NFL team
Sal,
isn't.
your question. Colin, what happens if you don't get to 15 recruits next week?
You failed somewhere along the lines, or you're me.
Yeah.
But you can fill
Technically,
them
both not
through.
inaccurate.
You fill them through the supplemental draft,
We don't have a supplemental draft. What's it called?
walk-on draft.
There you go.
There you go.
Got to get the name right.
Look at him
It's a smart cookie right there.
coming to commissioner in a
That
day.
is.
Honorary commissioner.
But 15
Uh,
next week.
Sal, I would love to play you in the title, and I'm sure all my players would decide to take that week off. Just because they wanted to let me focus on coloring, so they stopped worrying about playing football.
Unless everybody puts 50 points on a bunch of guys, and then we'll have a bunch of rolls.
That'll
So
be fun.
maybe be selective in who you go after.
Not a bad idea. Discretion is rarely a bad thing.
Clear that
Choose
some
the 40
commissioners
guys
have
you're
maybe
gonna
done
put 50 points on.
before.
We're eliminating any loopholes that people have found this year.
I am steady lagging, so I don't know if y'all can hear me. Let me see.
We can hear
I can
you.
hear
but
you.
I can't see you
Let
very
me see.
well.
You're
Okay.
looking like
Well, I'm trying to
Two-Face right
update the leaderboards, so my internet is like
Harvey
having a
Dent.
stroke because I'm running Power BI with all these queries at the same time. But it shows my 15 people, so those
Fair.
should be good. And I'm gonna publish it. And if anybody happens to be in the SharePoint and wants to double check, that would be sweet, and then we can confirm it's actually done.
now. Yes, Sal. Send in a list of your preferences as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
If you have yet to send in a preference list, please do so. C2, you can send them
Send it to
me
either
if you don't
me or
want to.
Tristan.
But yeah, you can send it to either of us. We will get them put in there. And if you don't send them, or if you don't want to send one, you don't have to, but it helps you
it'll
get
go
who you
in
want
order
if
of
you
Carl,
send in
can
a
you
preference
unblock
list.
me in Discord now so I can send that to you?
Sorry, you can't hear
Oh,
you.
I
I
know.
think
No,
you
I know.
blocked out your audio too.
Am I muted? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Don't think I don't know. I can tell.
He
When
will
my
have
16
been.
messages haven't been answered, I can tell.
Interesting.
Might as well make it 17.
Yeah. Around 17.
Coach books haven't been updated. He's updating
No.
the leaderboards.
Sal, I'll send it to you.
Shoot,
You can send it. in.
leaderboards didn't update. What the hell? Why?
All
Why
right.
did you not
Well, I
update?
think that's it. We'll let Nathan have his breakdown down in the corner, but you
Yep.
guys don't have to watch. We will.
It
He's
is
going
fine.
to try turning it off and then turning it back on.
That's actually
That
exactly what I'm
usually
doing.
does the
I'm
trick.
closing Power BI now.
I just got a degree in IT. All right. I think that's everything. Thank you all.
Yes. Thank
Be
you,
on the
Colin.
lookout for pretty pictures. I will be doing a lot of drawing over the holiday weekend.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Sal. Row the boat, Sky.